Hey, I'm Eric, and I'm animating faces. I'm writing the code inside of the web browser that makes us see faces, and there's a fist that's like shaking around near my face, and I'm realizing it's my own fist, and I don't need to do that all the time. I am in control of my hand. I can do different things with my hand. Oh, wait a minute. What the fuck? Anyways, let's do a demo. Let's do a demo. Let's do a demo. Let's just show you what I did yesterday on a Sunday. I was pretty happy with it. I'm going to show it to you. Okay, here we go. All right, so if anyone's been following along with me, they'll recognize this character, but they'll also notice that, he's black now. He was a white guy, now he's black. One of the things I did yesterday, I can't remember the other thing I did. I'll remember in a moment, but the thing I did later in the session was made this automatic skin recoloring thing. So it takes the art assets and it remaps one color to another, and you can define which colors are going to change. And it just applies the same change to all the art assets. And my intent with this is to, let me see if I can find, yeah, here we go, is to just have 5 basic skin types, just like the Unicode emojis, and have them be applicable to any of the animation art assets so that I can draw like one nose and say you can use it with these 5 different skin tones, or I can draw one set of eyes, etc. And you can just switch between them, and I won't have to create in Photoshop separate versions of all the assets. It'll just be something that can be applied. And that will help me realize this idea of being able to put a multitude of faces together that are fully animated, but I don't need to create all the same art assets again for each and every face that I put together. Well, I did something else yesterday. What was it? Was it the eyes? Did I do something with the eyes? I can't remember. I did something else yesterday, though. It was probably... something kind of under the hood. So I won't hassle about that too much. Today I want to continue on this path of reusable parts. And I think that the next thing to do there is to create files that allow the parts to be reused. So right now, some of this definition is just hard-coded in. But what I really would like instead is to have a directory on a web server someplace where if you put some files in a certain location that they're published, they can be pulled in to create faces. So I can use a web server as a repository of all the different reusable parts. And inside of a face editing application that I could use or a user could use to create faces, you have it configured to go and grab these reusable parts, noses, eyes, mouths, from that one location. Then they are inside of a palette, and you can pull them in from the palette and kind of plop them onto a base head and use that to design a face that matches the character. And if I have a large enough inventory of different parts, then you can create a wide variety of faces, and they'll have all of these capabilities built in. There's capabilities of expressing 11 different emotions, of having the eyelids animate to different kinds of states here, all the iris movements, blinking, visemes that allow character to speak in a way that matches audio that's being played. So that's the dream. So today I'm going to work on this set of files that is going to be located on a server someplace that you can reference by URL and use to pull into the authoring environment. Okay. So I started doing some design on that. And I think I did enough design that I can just start implementing, and probably as I go I'll revise my design a bit, but the basic essentials of this design is done. So at the URL there'll be a YML file, which is it's a configuration file. It's going to say how to interpret the contents of this corresponding PNG file, which is the sprite sheet. Sprite sheets, they look like, this is one sprite sheet, but it's only got one sprite in it. Here's a better example. This is the sprite sheet for the eyes. It's got different frames and expected locations. So these top ones are the overlays, and there's 11 of them, one for different, one a piece for each different emotion. Then there's the eye back, which is the first part that's drawn, the whites of the eyes, you could say. Then the iris is drawn on top of that, lid's drawn on top of that, and then the overlay goes on top of that. So that's a sprite sheet. And my settings file, I'm still kind of fiddling around with that a little bit. I had liked the idea of some kind of namespace, but I don't know if I really need a namespace, because if I just say that you can get something from a URL, that kind of creates the namespace implicitly. So people who are Java programmers, they'll recognize this reverse domain name thing. It's meant to be like, you say the largest container first. This is cspacelabs.com. That's my domain. They have it reversed kind of in the same way that Europeans have year, month, day format. And then I have like face parts and then name of the thing. But what I could do instead is just say these two files are going to be hosted at https cspacelabs.com face parts, right? And then the files in question is BillyMouth, YML, and BillyMouth PNG. Okay. So if that's what I'm doing, then I can delete this name. Type, this is important. I need to say, basically, it's a mouth. And then I figure I'll just append some kind of version number onto the end of it, which will be a way of saying this is the specification or the format that I'm using to load this in. And say I make another definition or specification next year. Like maybe I want to have more emotions for the mouth be possible, then I might change it to 2023, but I'll still keep the code around for the 2022 version of processing this. So just like a little bit of versioning that's built into the type. But this will be a required field that never changes, and it tells me how to process the rest of the contents of the settings file, like what fields are expected to be there, and it also tells me how to process the sprite sheet file. So I think that's probably good. I might also make some refinements, like I'll say, If the sprite sheet is missing, then we'll just say we'll expect to find that file at the same location as the YML file, but with a PNG on the end instead. Let's see. So mouth is a fairly easy one. Eyes had some more stuff in it. Except this recolor options. This is that stuff with the skin color remapping, but it could also be used for other kinds of color remapping as well. These offsets here say that when we're drawing the eyes, those offsets will apply to different parts so that they line up correctly. So basically all the stuff that's needed to initialize and render a component to draw a face part will be in this YML file. But these YML files for the parts, they're saying general things about the parts and how they can be used across multiple faces. And a face, I'm going to say a face is like a unique instance or selection of all the different parts that make up a character's face. And then the skin color can be selected. That gets applied to recoloring all the different parts that are brought in. I can say where I'm going to load each individual part from. I'll reference them. You know what? Just to kind of keep it simpler, let me put it back like that. Billy Eyes. YML. The little @ thing on the end is the offset to draw the part at. What was this? Mouth. Oh, what am I doing? HTTPS. Okay, this is Billy Mouth, YML. Oh, there's a network error. I don't know if I'm still streaming. I am still streaming. It was a network error on my screen that I used to just check if I'm streaming. So I think I didn't drop off. I think just my client connection to check the stream dropped off. Anyways, all right. So I think I got this figured out with the design. Let me go ahead and implement some of it. This YML file. Okay. Let's see. Okay, parts. Part file. Should probably put this in some other directory, but I just don't want to create a new directory yet. Maybe part file util. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, so let's rename this. Part file util. And then there's a YML library I like. Which one do SL Spiel has got that in it? Okay. New window, let's just see which one I used over there. Package JSON was. Where is it? YML. Huh? Where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. YAML. That's right. It's not YML. It's YAML. Okay, so I'll install that. So sometimes my computer starts making a lot of noise. And I wonder why. Because it corresponds to it doing something that is taking a lot of memory or CPU or something like that. And the fan's coming on, so it makes me think something's happening on my system. Sometimes I find what that thing is, other times I don't. Right now it's doing that, and I'm not sure why. Okay, WebPace, npm install YAML. And that's fine. Okay, let's go back to WebPace. Did I install that in the right location? Yeah, I did. Okay, parfile util. Export function load okay, component init settings URL string. Init data maybe. Let's do one from URL and one just from text. This one's going to be fetch. Let's see, this would be async. Fetch URL, or let's do const response equals fetch. Okay. Const text goes away. Response, and then text, and then we return load component init data text. Okay, this guy. See, how do I use the YAML again? Let's go to Ashel Spiel and see how it uses it. And here. Parse and stringify. Pretty simple. Import parse from YAML. I believe this library has 0 dependencies in it, which is a big selling point for me. And there is another npm package that lets you YAML parsing, which doesn't have that. And I'm like, no, I do not want transitive dependencies. They're like parasites. Okay, so then this might be as simple as, now let's do let object any equals parse text const. Okay. If object type, if it's missing type, then I want to throw an error. Required type field missing from part settings. Okay. If not object type or not object type length, return object. Bam. Okay. That's pretty easy. Now it makes me wonder, like, can I just make one API that loads the setting file, loads the sprite sheet, loads everything? I think I can. That will also be the thing which I eventually put into a face library. Okay, that's fine. Okay, also I do wonder, is this an async? No. Good. Okay, then let's create one more file here. Component file util. Okay. Import. What was it called? Load component init data from URL. Okay. What am I calling this file? I don't think I need to put these all in separate places. Let me take this out. Okay. What am I calling this thing? I don't need these to be exported. Let's just export the thing that loads the whole component. Export function load component from URL, and then we'll return the canvas component. Okay, and let's be more specific about the URL, because it's going to be a URL to the called a part settings URL. and part URL. Part URL. Load component from part URL. That's it. That's it. That's it. And this will be load. Just leave that. Leave that. Okay. So this is async. Okay. There's also going to be like some kind of factory that's involved for creating the right kind of component based on the type. Okay, but let's first get the component init data. Component init data equals await load component init data from URL. Okay. Or here, let's see if I can just okay. Come on. What do you got? This is mouth. And what's the export? Load mouth component. I'm going to pass in the init data. It's going to load it. Okay, got it. So this is going to be load canvas component for type. Part URL. And let's just be a little more concise. Okay. Async function. Load canvas component for type. And this will be component type string init data any will return a canvas component. Okay. Switch. Nah, I don't want to do a switch statement. Let's do a associative array. Const component type to loader func. is going to be, and then load mouth component. Okay. Then I can even do some versioning. I'll use this without anything on the end of it to mean the latest. I'll use this to mean this specific year. It happens to do the same thing. But as I decide to have releases with backwards compatibility and everything, I can split out these loaders into in the future. There might be like the 2022, something like that. That can have backwards compatibility later on. Okay, so let's take this and do the rest. Eyes. Last one is head, or the last one for now. Let's make these alphabetical. In fact, you know what? I'll wait until I actually need to pin versions and stuff before I do this, because I may end up doing it a different way. Okay, so if I've got those defined, then this is pretty easy. We just say const loader func equals component type to loader func component type. If not loader func, throw error. Actually, this isn't component type, it's part type. This is part type. Component is the instantiation of it. Okay, so this is going to be part type. It's going to be part type. Not a function. What? Oh yeah. Okay, boom, boom. TypeScript doesn't like that. Yeah, okay. String can't be used to index type. Yeah. I gotta get the syntax correct on that, but let's hold on. Okay. Equals into and the init data is just going to be called type inside the file. But I think I can do like type part type. Is type a reserved word though? Good chance it is. Okay, let's do part type. That means any place I'm saying type. Just want to call it part type. Okay. Oh, stop. There we go. All right. This will be an await. And I can just return it. Although, yeah, I don't have to await because it's already returning a promise. Okay. I mean, this guy here is returning a promise, so it'll be fine. So let's get the TypeScript complaint of this fixed. I think I have some examples of that in my other project, so let's take a look. The function to be here. Let's see, just return the loader function. I mean, that's probably most of it right there. Okay. Part loader util. Okay. That's gotta be the gist of it all. There's probably a few bugs, but I think that's mainly it right there. So let me set up some files in the expected way. Okay, so got web interface here, public here. And this says images, but I can change it a bit. So these I'm not really using so much. So let's just get rid of those. And let's rename this to part files. And then inside of here, I just need to make some YML files. Okay. So public part files. Let's do, okay, rename this guy. Edit, rename, Billy Head. Okay, do this one first. Add. It's just an empty file. Billyhead.yml. Okay, so put this to the right, and then on the left, I'll keep an eye out on what it's actually expecting inside the source. So this init data, it's going to expect I feel like there's going to be some translation between what's in the file and what gets passed to initialization. But let's not get caught up on that yet. Let me see if I can just get this to work. Before I make it all perfect, I'll just get it to work. So this will be Billy Head. Okay, like that. That should do it. Did I say parts or part files? Let's just be parts. Of course it's a file. It's very redundant too. What did this do? Parts. Oh, it closed it because I renamed the file. That's why. Okay. So it's parts, Billy Head PNG. And that isn't something I like right away because it feels to me like we already know where the location is. To specify it again like this is just another thing that can fail. But still, I'm just trying to get this to work, and then I can tweak afterwards. Okay, so let's do file. Billy eyes. YML. And then Billy eyes. Move it to the right. Okay, let's see what else that eyes is expecting to get in the init data structure. I think there are some things. Okay, the offsets. So say back offset X, back offset Y, lids offset X, lids offset Y. Okay, now what am I actually setting these to? Back offset X is -4. Okay, then -2 and 4 on the lids. Okay. And then the mouth. Add. Billy mouth, Y mouth. Okay, mouth. What do you need? It's component state. Where's init data, just the URL. Cool. Okay. Okay, so that seems fine. So here I should be able to change these to load component from part URL. And I can do parts, Billy Head, YML. That might work. That might work just fine. Okay, but let me also remove the code that is recoloring. No, I don't have to do that right now. I'll have to redo that in a different way later. So let's see. What does that look like? Is this going to succeed on the first try? I mean, is it even running? Well, let me fix some warnings. Okay. Recolor util. Let's fix that one. That's 61 lines of code that does quite a bit. Okay, what else? Line 21. Okay, motion selector. I like these things to run clean. Now it's running clean. Okay, let's see if it's loading as before. No, it's not. Card type probe. Okay. Part loader util. Let's see. Part loader util. Part loader util. It's the part type field. Oh yeah. Okay. Part. Oh. Okay, it's a good start. Which one are you complaining about? Uncaught and promised. Da, 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 bum, ba, da, ba, da. All right. Okay, what's the object? Okay, that's for head. That one looks fine. Okay. Object. That's for mouth. I think it's screwing up on the eyes. Okay. What is it? What is it? Oh. This 40. I gotta do a status check on the return to, but I must have gotten the URL incorrect. Okay, so if I look at network, I'll see a 404. Is that true? No, I guess I got a 304, which just means it's already in the cache. But I didn't expect to get this back. What is this showing me? Title, web face, blah, 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 blah. Stack, just bundle. You need to know what to. it returned the index HTML of the app for some reason. Maybe I got the URL wrong. Okay, let's see. App. Billy Eyes. Oh yeah, I got the URL wrong. Cool. And then probably my routing is making it think that it's going to serve something when I get a 404. Got it. So from here, let's say parts PRT. Okay. Okay, that works. That works. Okay, cool. Let me do a commit. I haven't done a commit in a long time. Okay, get add public or get, yeah, that one. Get add. Okay, get commit a. Some recoloring fixes. Loading. Yeah. All right. So what do I want to do next? Well, for one thing, the offset seems kind of messed up here. These will be the same. Those should be exactly the same. No, that should be fine. Question's more like, is it actually using the offsets passed in through init data? Let's take a look at eyes. And let's look at the load. Okay, init data. Okay, take a look at the base offsets. So that looks correct. It is going to use those. It seems like maybe I got the setting typoed or something like that. So let me check. Oh, I can't do a git diff so easy. I'd have to look up a few git commands. Okay. So if I just do closed. It's offset Y. Was it supposed to be -4 maybe? Let me try that. I do closed. No, it looks a little bit wrong. It did affect it though, I have to say that. Normal doesn't look bad. It's a little bit high. Did I get these mixed around? Closed. Let's do closed and then just back it up until it shows. Okay. That's looking better. Okay. So this is good. I've gotten the settings outside of code and into these website hostable settings file. That will make it easier to do some other things. Okay, so normal. Oh, that one's weird. Okay, let me fix this one up a little. Yeah, that one I probably won't be able to fix without changing the asset itself. But anyways, I think I got the gist of it here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to return to this thing with the URL. I could say it's optional. I could say that it's never used. The file name will always be expected to match for the YML file and the PNG. I kind of like the simplicity of that. So if I do that, what I should do is get the loader to pass in the sprite sheet URL. It'll just imply it. Let's do that. Okay, Billy Math, take out the URL. Eyes, math, head. Okay. So then I'll say if, let's see. If not sprite sheet URL, then init data sprite sheet URL equals concat default sprite sheet URL. It will come from the part URL. Okay. So in this case, all I'm doing is replacing the .yml at the end with .png. That's it. Function concat default sprite sheet URL part URL. Okay. So const extension pos part URL index last index of then we pass in the part URL and I think just the period. And do I need the position? I don't know what I do. Default value is infinity. Got it. Okay. Now what's wrong here? What's that? What's the deal? Oh yeah, I get it. Okay, like that. If extension pos equals not found, we didn't find anything, then let's just try to put something together. So I'll say const face URL equals extension pos equals -1. Just in that case, we'll just do the part URL as it is. Otherwise, we'll say part URL substring 0 to extension pos +1, because the end is not inclusive, so you gotta go 1 past it. Okay, then return base URL .png, bam, like that. Okay, so if I do that, I think I'm good. Let me try it. What? Looks like maybe the concatenation is not correct. Okay, let's go to part loader util. Let's see how it's concatenating. Okay. 17. Okay. What's base URL look like? Pretty good. Okay. Let's see the init data. Oh, I see what I did. I see what I did. Well, I guess I don't really need that +1 there after all. Oops, wrong place to change it. Yeah, because I'm already including this here. Okay. Let's just restart. Yeah. What? 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 So that's fine. That's just fine. What's the problem? Guess we'll close you. Let's go do. There we go. It works just fine. Just fine. Okay. 5:17. What else can I do in the 40 minutes I've got left? That's so much time. I should be able to do all kinds of things. I've got these part files. What about the overall face? Why don't I just define that? That would be cool. That I would like. Because I want to get to a single function call. Like this, async load face, you pass in the definition, it returns the top level, that's it. And should have a parts section. Look like head. Oh, I can use the hierarchy. Because it should, those two should be children of Billy Head. Okay. Okay, thinking about this a little bit more. Just my directory organization. I think I'll want like a parts directory and then like stuff underneath it just for parts. And then part loader util can go at the root of that. So I'll do that first. I'll just do that reorg. It'll break a bunch of things and I'll fix them. Parts. Everything will break. Put part loader util in here. Okay. Now, so many things will be broken. Let's just fix them all. Yeah, so many things. You know what? So many things. So many things. Attention controller. It's attention controller. You know, it's almost easier just to open all the files. Close all tabs. Close all tabs. Okay. I'm doing this with this relative path style, which I find very annoying. I've got my reasons. I know how to fix it, but I don't know if I can fix it and also compile a library that is importable. At least with the TSC compiler, it doesn't have any good way to handle absolute paths in a way that will allow the corresponding build to be imported by something else. So I'm sticking with this relative path scheme for the moment. And this could be bam, bam, bam. Okay. So that, let's see how these guys do. these guys, I guess. See how they're doing. Okay, that all seems fine. Okay, UE. Yeah, you're fine. App. Few problems. Okay. Parts. Parts. Okay, let's see what's still broken. npm run build. Render an image till in parts head. Okay. Did I miss head? Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay, gotta do all these. Okay. Okay, so that probably works. Okay, cool. Although that was just a bunch of file movements, really. Okay, so let's see, git commit moved files under parts. Okay. Half hour left. All right, let's see if I can do this face thing too. So let's create a new directory for faces. I'm starting to get a set of terms very clearly defined in my mind. Parts are the reusable things you pull in. Faces are the combinations of parts that create a character. So add a directory, faces. Okay. Okay, what do I expect to be in a face file? Go back to my scratch. This stuff here. Okay, there's going to be the parts. There's just going to be a bunch of nodes. I almost want to just create the YML file read it in and see how it's represented as a JavaScript object, rather than create the JavaScript object. Because chances are I'll get it a little bit wrong, and I really am trying to make this YML file a certain way. So I'd rather design the YML first. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, we'll do Billy.yml. Alright, let's see. Skin color light, parts. And let me see what these offsets actually are. I'll use real ones. Okay, so the mouth goes in at 2290. 2290. Bam, like that. Whoops. Bam, like that. Okay, the eyes going at 25150. Okay. Do I want some kind of version number on this thing? Face version. All right, don't get into versions. That is opening up a whole can of worms. You can come back to versions later. Or I should say, you can come back to versions before your first public release. Anytime before. As soon as you make a public release, then you sort of need like some way to sort out backwards compatibility as new versions go forward. So it's better to have all the version stuff thought out, so you've at least got one agreed upon field that's always going to be there to check against. But I don't need to decide on it now. Okay. So there's the YML file. Let's go into faces, do a face loader util. Okay, faces, you'll follow the same pattern as the part loader util. Face loader util. Okay. This is going to be the glorious function that the library would export. Load face from URL. Face URL string. And it's going to be a promise. Promise of a canvas component. Okay. what am I missing? Async function, that's what I'm missing. Okay, there we go. So the first thing is to load the face URL. And for that, let's follow the same pattern I did with the parts. Part loader util, okay. Oh, 25 minutes on the clock. Did I bite off more than I can chew? Let's see. Load component init data from URL. Okay, let's do this. Const face definition equals load face definition from URL. Face URL. Okay. I don't need to follow this exactly. In fact, this is overwrought, to be honest, because I'm never going to really need to call this separately. So I'm going to just make this a larger function. It's not always an improvement to have everything split up into the tiniest possible functions. Okay, so yeah. Face file, parts file. Okay, return the object. Oh, now this is okay. Yeah. All right. Async function load face definition from URL, and then URL string bam promise any bam bam bam. Boom. Okay. Okay. So now I have list of all my parts. Okay, I have skin color, and I'll do the bindings for skin color later. Face loader util. It's just got a bunch of URLs. In fact, I don't know what it looks like. Let's just do enough to make the compiler happy, and I'll set a breakpoint. So return new canvas component. Now return as canvas component. What? I know it's bullshit. Turn bam bam. Okay, yeah. All right. I just want to see what this looks like. So debugger, bam. Okay, and then inside of app, let's do load face from URL, and it's going to be faces billy.yml. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. So if I do that, I got my breakpoint. Let's check out face definition. Oh, I gotta do it in await. Await, await. No. Yeah. Okay. So it's not really doing what I expected. I think it's a YML formatting thing. So let me see. What's the part I missed? So that comes into 1, 2, 1, 2. I need to educate myself on the YML format, apparently. Oh, I think I don't need those little bullet points. That would make sense. If I don't need the bullet points, hold on, let me see what happens if I just do like that. What does it look like then? I don't think that's going to be right either. But let's see. Sometimes when I hit refresh and it's already in the debugger, it causes grief. Okay. Maybe, okay, hit play, let it go through. Although I can already tell it's gonna fuck up a bit. Okay. So could do. Oh, I see. Or maybe this will just be the base parts. No, it doesn't quite make sense, does it? I don't think that's right either. Just trying to come up with something that is concise, easy to understand, like intuitive to understand, and parses with YAML. So let me just kind of fiddle around with some different options. One thing is I could flatten this a bit. I could say it doesn't really need a full hierarchy. It just needs a base and then like an array of things that's drawn over the top of it. So I could do base, parts, and that's that. And there would be no hierarchy for any of the parts that are underneath. That's not bad. I'm just trying to think, would I ever want more hierarchy than that? And I don't think I would. I don't think I would. The drawing order is going to be implied by this. Let me just try this, because I think this is pretty simple. Okay. Hit play to avoid that weird problem. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay. That's pretty good. That I think will do it, honestly. Okay. So I'll go back to face loader util. Let's say base is probably the only required field I need. Let's get rid of this debugger thing, because it's gonna at some point fuck me up. There we go. All right. And let's see, do I need a different data structure? Let's see, if not, object parts equals, I don't need another data structure. If not, object skin color, object skin color equals light to do enum. Okay. Okay, then say object parts equals object parts map part okay, what are the things I need out of it? URL and offset. Part value to, let's see, parse part value. Part. Okay. And the base, we'll say object base. Well, that's just going to be a URL. But it's useful to parse it anyways. Okay, parse part value object base. Okay, so type part value. URL. Bam. Like that. What? Okay. Offset X number. Offset Y number. Okay. Function. Parse part value. Yeah, okay. Part string, part value. Okay, and it's going to return a part value. Okay. Or here, just a part. So the thing to be parsing would be the at. So it'd be like some URL blah 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 dot YML, and then be potentially an at 23.50 or negative number 2. It could be a negative number. Okay, let's be something like that. All right. So first look for the offset. Could just do a split. Const fields string equals part value split. Okay. And then map field trim. Let's see. Field trim. Okay. If fields length equals 1, just return let's see, let's call the URL the first one no matter what. Equals fields 0 turn URL offset X 0 offset Y 0 like that. If fields length greater than 2 not equal to throw error unexpected unexpected part value we say const chords equals fields 1 split and then let's do the map. Okay. If chords length not equal to throw error unexpected offset chords for then const offset x equals what's it? String parse int. Oh, where's parse int? Parse int, and then it's gonna be chords 0, and then y will be chords 1, and we return URL offset x offset y. Okay. So then we get the face definition, and that face definition will have a whole bunch of stuff. Const. This is good because here I can just collect a whole bunch of promises and just return them in an array. Promises, or return a promise that waits for all of them, basically. So promise canvas component. Let's do this the easy way first with the weights, and then I can make it parallel later. So we'll say const base component equals load part I don't even need that. Let's just do load component from part URL. Then we do face definition base URL or base. Am I just calling it base? Base. What am I calling it? Base. Okay. Base. Okay. Then we say face definition parts for each part. Okay. And we're going to return the base component. Base component. Okay. child component, global weight, load component from part URL. And it's going to be part URL. Okay, and then child component set parent base component. Okay, child component x offset x equals part offset x. Child component offset y equals part offset y. Okay, what are you complaining about? I am in an async function. This is stupid for each stuff. For let part I equals 0, less than face definition, parts length, part I. Then inside of here, I'll say const part equals face definition parts part I. And then that works fine. Okay, so far this looks good. What? Okay, so what is a part? It will be a string. Okay. Now here I can do head equals await, and then that replaces all of this code down here. All of it. Okay. Let's get the face definition. Whoa. Didn't even get that far. Component init data. Require part type field missing. Okay. That indicates to me that I'm probably, the URL is off. Okay, base parts. Let's see what it actually parsed to. Okay, base, good. URL offset 00. That's good. Parts. Okay, this is wrong. That's just the YML file is incorrect. Okay, I think I can fix it though. Pretty easy. Parts. Parts. Okay. Base. What? Oh, I need to pass in the URL here. Yeah, Because what is base? Base is undefined. Okay. But I thought I was returning this object. What's in my face definition? Oh, yeah, I could do base and URL. Got it. Okay, cool. Go. So then we'll go back to face loader util. This is base.url. And that works. Wow. Huh. I know it doesn't look that any different than what I just had, but it's the difference between having all the stuff hard coded and then just having a settings file where it's data driven. And that is my victory point. It does mark the end of this session. So yeah, it's time to stop the stream. All right. It's a good Monday. Stop the stream.